Hi you guys, my name is Oshun the Great, and welcome to my beautiful channel. So today I kind of want to talk about the year skateboarding saved my life. And this was years ago, but sometimes I feel like we should document our journey as people just for like maybe someone needs to hear it, I don't know. But basically, in my life journey, I am very rebellious, nomadic, and very hippie type of person. And in a previous video I just did, I explained how I chose the nomadic hippie life and houses life on purpose for going on 8 years now, and it hasn't always been glamorous. My life has not always been glamorous. I grew up actually I'm a very eclectic person. I grew up with a lot of my needs met. Doesn't mean like a perfect family dynamic, but I've seen a lot, traveled a lot, I know a lot. I'm very cultured. So I didn't grow up struggling like that. Like I had a pretty strong family unit in means of like having my needs met. I experienced a lot in life, but growing older, I just developed like this really rebellious streak of just wanting to know and learn the world for myself. I've always been the type of person to like see for myself, even the fact that I'm doing tarot right now, when people have like demonized it. And so a lot of my life consisted of like a lot of people being just told what to do or what to pursue, or like there's just been points in my life where I just quit miserable jobs, or like I quit whole lifestyles that were built on other people's idea of what my life should be. And I'm a huge advocate of like, I think a lot of like our suicide rates and things in society is based upon like um people forcing us to live a life that's not true to us. And so I've had phases in my life where I just tried things, and when it no longer was my passion, I moved to the next thing. And I think like when you aren't happy, just quit shit. I know like that's not like a crazy popular idea, but just quit that shit to save your spirit and to save your life. And so one year there was like a time where I was just fed up with just like all the ideas of like family, society, and everything. And I credit skateboarding for saving my life. Like for 1 year straight, I would just wake up morning till night and just like skate at the skate park, getting fucking injuries and all, and it didn't matter. I was just like, that was my purpose. And I do think it's normal. A lot of people from time to time, they just grab onto something and just put all their heart into it. Like at certain points in my life, it was dancing. Certain things, like I grew up majoring in film production and fashion design. But this point in my life in particular was very depressing, and I still credit that time of my life. What I mean is save my life, because I think the depression was just living in a culture where it prides itself on so much like how things look externally, but we're never like, are you healing? Do you need time to heal? How can we accommodate that? Who are you as a person? You know, all these things. And I didn't have the tools to articulate all that or nothing right now, you know, like in my 20s. And so I still think back on that time of like, damn, that was a really crazy time. And that was a fucking crazy time. And that time period has taught me to be the most courageous person in the world. It has taught me to not really fear much, to work with very little. It means of like turning alchemy, like bad things in my life, to like good shit. And I've met some of the coolest people, the most counterculture people, and I thought I was counterculture. And you go to skate culture, and they're like, "Bro, we don't know you until we know you." And then it's like, if you can survive that culture, I feel like you can survive anything. And I've always been a loner, and I never really fit in, but I've always been a popular loner. And so always people want to be, know me or put me on a pedestal, or everything I do kind of turns to gold. But skate culture was not that easy for me, which made it even more appealing. And once you're in, though, you're kind of, again, you kind of know how to get along in the world in the most like rustic way, in my opinion. But yeah, that period of my life was just like what it meant to just break all the rules. And like literally the idea of skateboarding is like, you fall, you get your ass back up. And it's the same thing that I carry through my life now. And even now at times I like to tap back into it, or want to tap back into it, when people are putting too much of their obligations on me, or like what we're supposed to be as human beings. And I don't think we're supposed to be living that deeply into like what we're supposed to be too much. And I haven't skateboarded in a long time, and a lot of my injuries, my knee injuries from like skating bowls and everything, had to heal even. But I do miss cruising. I was so deeply into it where like I would create boards from like scratch at the malls all the time, and like have my favorite like girl board. Know how to put the wheels on myself, change the wheels. I really want to board the cruise and to get back into it. But yeah. And again, I say this because I like to make videos now where people like can know a little bit more about me. Like people like me do these things, like black women. And I'm 32 now, but black women we are hippie, we are nomadic, we skateboard, we're alternative. I've lived so many different lifestyles where like I wanted to be an alternative model at one point. I did risque modeling. I've done like the good girl path, and even now I'm fucking displaced in Mexico with all this like political like unrest in the world. I don't think it's safe for me to be in America. But again, I want to document more of all this in my life so people understand and know that they aren't alone, that this shit happens, all of this stuff. And so the year skateboarding saved my life will always be like one of the key things that kept me alive. And that was a really tough time. Like I wouldn't be here, I don't know. But even the pandemic was another tough time when like it was also the time of Black Lives Matter. I didn't think I was gonna make it through there either. Like it's been a trying life, you know. It's been a very trying life, and I'm trying to think what else I want to say. But if you like, even to this day, I'm still a rebellious person, and I believe in like staying true to your spirit, and like that's the only reason I'm still alive. Like, yes, people have a lot of scrutiny towards my life path and who I am, and they're like, well, you aren't living right, but I'm alive. And a lot of that is like because I chose to feed my spirit. Yeah, I have scars and injuries, and people like judge me, but I'm alive literally because I chose my spirit first and foremost over and over again in different parts of my life. Like I quit jobs, got on a fucking Greyhound with little to no money, went to Miami, learned how to hustle on the beach with tarot. You know, I've jumped in a Greyhound, went to other places, worked somewhere for a year. Like, I think that's what life is about. You don't have to be reckless in order to find your peace and happiness, obviously, but like, if you are the type of spirit where you feel suffocated right now, I feel like it's so important to have courage to pick your spirit every single time. And yes, it will be like a fucking unconventional path, like a motherfucker, and it's not gonna be easy, but is it gonna be worthwhile? Like, to this day, choosing my path has been the most purpose-filled life that I ever chose. It's not pretty, but like I still feel like I'm deeply in purpose. And so yeah, the year skateboarding saved my life. I want to skateboard again eventually. I'm nervous, obviously, but yeah, food for thought.